So, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl have been released for just under 2 months, at least at the time of me writing this script. I wanted to revisit my most popular video on this channel. You may have seen this video, and if you haven't, go check it out before watching this video. The link for that will be in the description. Anyway, now that you have seen that video, I just wanted to go through my team again and recreate it with hindsight. Because, you know what they say, hindsight is 20/20. Wait, can we say that anymore? Because of, well, you know? Anyway, to recap the team from my original video, I wanted to use Infernape, because it's my favorite Sinnoh starter, Staraptor, just for nostalgic reasons, Manaphy, because how many times can you play through a game with a mythical Pokemon, Umbreon, because he's my favorite Pokemon, Garchomp, I mean, come on, it's strong, who wouldn't want one, and Abomasnow. This Pokemon I chose to round out my team, and I had never used one before. This was a really well-rounded team, and I was really excited to use it. This was the team I had planned on using prior to the game's release. Now I, like some of you, didn't want the game to be spoiled, so I stayed away from the data mined information and even other Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl content until after I'd beat the game, or at least started and played a good majority of it. Now, for my playthrough, I was able to get Infernape and Staraptor, or rather Chimchar and Starly early enough. Chimchar being the starter I chose, and Starly being caught on the first route of the game. Both of these Pokemon I added to my team prior to the first gym. Manaphy was the next Pokemon I got, and this was possible due to an event that was going on at the time of the game's release. And if you're watching this video when it releases, it is still going on right now until about the end of February. Because of this event, getting the Manaphy was as easy as unlocking the mystery gift and then receiving the egg, all of which could be done right after the first gym. Easy enough, right? This is where some issues started. The next Pokemon I wanted to add to my team was Umbreon, or more specifically Eevee, who would eventually evolve into Umbreon. However, it turned out that Eevee was locked behind the postgame. Myself and a bunch of others were hopeful that we could find Eevee prior to beating the game like you could in Pokemon Platinum. In Pokemon Platinum, you could get Eevee as soon as you made it to Hearthome City by talking to Bede, the creator of the Pokemon storage system in those games. However, that isn't the case in these remakes. Just like in the original Diamond and Pearl, Eevee could not be received until after beating the game. Next was Garchomp. I wanted to get a Garchomp pretty early on, and now I may be remembering this next part incorrectly, but I could have sworn that you could catch Gible in that first room of Wayward Cave. You know, the one where you need strength and it's dark, so you need flash and everything. Again, I could, and I probably am remembering this incorrectly, but what I can say for certainty is that in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, you can't catch a Gible in that first room. You do need strength to get to the basement floor 1, where you can then encounter the Gible. Finally, Abomasnow. Now, I knew that this Pokemon couldn't be found until right before the 7th gym. I knew it was a late game Pokemon. However, I was hoping that you could find Snover in the underground. And while you could, it isn't until after you beat the 7th gym. So you literally get Snover and a bunch of other ice types basically at the end of the game. Now, thanks to some of you guys, I was able to get both Snover and Eevee pretty early. Snover a few gyms early, and Eevee even before then. Thus, I was able to beat the game with my dream team. So for those of you who helped out, thank you so much. If I'm able to find the names of who helped, their names will appear on screen right now. However, there are a lot of people who weren't in my shoes and weren't as lucky. I know a lot of people wanted to use some Pokemon on the team that they couldn't get until the postgame. One of the biggest examples being Rotom. Rotom is a very strong Pokemon, so it's understandable that people wanted to use it. However, Rotom was locked behind the postgame. Now, you could receive an egg from someone and hatch a Rotom, but this would be in its base form, the Ghost Electric one. You wouldn't be able to change its form because in order to change the form, you need the secret key. However, to get the secret key, you need to beat the game and then catch your own Rotom in the old chateau. Another Pokemon a lot of people wanted to use was Gliscor. but couldn't. While you could get Gligar prior to beating the game, the item used in its evolution wasn't available until postgame. While others were not locked behind the postgame, some were hard to get. I'm talking about people who wanted Electivire and Magmortar. Their evolution items were also hard to get. You either had to spend a lot of time or get lucky catching either Elekid or Magby respectively, and hope it was holding its evolution item. I mean, even with tricks like Super Luck and Thief, I still haven't found an Elekid or Magby holding their evolution items. There were a lot of things in this game that were unnecessarily hard to get, and I do wish they were easier to get. Anyway, back to the main point of this video. With this hindsight, I wanted to rebuild my team to better fit Pokemon you could receive prior to the post-game. As I mentioned before, Infernape and Staraptor were easy enough to get, so they would stay on my team. I would also still grab a Gibble, as you can get it right after beating the 6th gym, and it wouldn't be hard to evolve it by the end of the game as it evolves into Garchomp at level 48, one of the lower levels for a pseudo-legendary Pokemon. This, however, is where I would make some changes. With the Manaphy event not being permanent, I wouldn't be able to use Manaphy in future playthroughs. So instead of Manaphy, I would choose Gastrodon. I have mentioned this many times before, and some of you may be tired of hearing it. But, in my opinion, Gastrodon is really cool. With its ability Storm Drain, you are immune to water-type moves, and as an added bonus, it also increases your special attack by 1 stage. This ability allows Gastrodon to be both bulky and hit hard. Assuming you switch in against a water-type move, I would also replace Abomasnow. Instead of Abomasnow, I would trade it out for Magnezone. While in my playthrough, Abomasnow did come through, freezing all but one of its opponents in the Elite Four, I think Magnezone would have been the better choice. Not only can you get Magnezone a lot earlier in the game, I also think it hits harder. While Abomasnow does hit more things for stab super effective, Magnezone just has the better stats. Now, this next part is really hard for me, but it's time to find a replacement for Umbreon. I'm sure most of you know this, as I mentioned it earlier in this video, and in a lot of other Pokemon videos I've made, but Umbreon is my favorite Pokemon of all time. So I am really glad that I was able to use it on my first playthrough. However, in future playthroughs, if I don't have the luck of getting one traded to me, I would probably go for Drapion. Now, Drapion does something similar to Umbreon, being that it is a semi-bulky dark-type Pokemon. Drapion just hits a bit harder. The other outside of Drapion is that it only has a single weakness to ground. While this team isn't as well-rounded as the previous team, seeing as I stack up 3 ground weaknesses, I do resist every type in the game at least once, and a couple for even more. So in the end, it evens out in my opinion. So, to cap off this video, my Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl team, with hindsight, would have been Infernape, Staraptor, Garchomp, Gastrodon, Magnezone, and Drapion. Let me know in the comments down below if you were able to use the team that you wanted to use, or what Pokemon you ended up having to sub in to complete your team. I do want to thank you all so much for watching this video. If you haven't done so, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Check out some of my other content if you want to do so. I will have some links to playlists in the description. I am currently playing through the Marvel Spider-Man game as well as a Nuzlocke of Pokemon Emerald. Again, links to those playlists will be in the description. But guys, this has been Crosses, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.